You are my fire, the one desire. Yeah, believe when I say I want it that way. My first mistake was I wanted too much time. I had to have her morning, noon, and night. If I would have known then the things that I know now, I might not have wasted the time or to think about. Stop. Guess thought I was actually gonna write a real song, right? Yeah. Sorry, joke's on you. I'm doing this video. Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I'm James Williams Sr. I know I just made your ears bleed with that. So, let me explain why I'm making this video. I'm making this video for the simple fact that I want to know what the fuck happened. Right? To groups like In Vogue and the Backstreet Boys, or was that NSYNC? I really don't know. But, alright, as the actor that you will never know about, or never hear about, or could care two shits if I exist, I want to know what makes people get too big for their britches after they get a dose of stardom. And I'm only saying this because I'm never going to get my dose of stardom because there's like a snowball's chance in hell of me ever being discovered in Virginia, especially with the promise of Hollywood East tanking big time. So, like, you get a little bit of stardom. And I know some groups had people who actually could sing and have carried on with their singing career and gone on, but the other yay so many members have just like washed away under some kind of global celebrity tsunami that just made them vanish from sight. You know, I'm not knocking them. And I ask this question all the time. And maybe it's because I'm hungry. Maybe it's because I really want that stardom and that fame. And I don't really give a flying fuck about the fortune because I'm not going to spend my money on shit that I don't fucking need. I need a house on one side or on like two continents. Like one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast. And if I'm blessed, one in like Canada and one in like Asian country in case I have to work there. I would rather have a house of my own instead of having to rent hotel rooms and have that shit come out of my check. All right. Now that probably doesn't make sense to y'all, but it makes sense to me because economically it would be the wise thing to do, right up until property tax comes around. Then it probably wouldn't be so wise. But other than that, you want a place that's yours. So when you get celebrity and you get celebrity status, what gives you the gall to just say, "All right, fuck it. I made this much money. Okay, let me break it down for you because I'm an actor. I'm an independent filmmaker, and my movies probably fucking suck. I'll be the first to say, the best thing I ever did was Stolen, and I'm still trying to get that piece back together to put on here as my gift to everyone, especially the actors that helped me out, whose careers are probably going to take off as soon as this thing gets on the screen. Everybody's going to want them and not going to want a damn thing to do with me, and that's fine. As long as my boys make it, I don't have to make it. I know they'll acknowledge me. So, what gives you, as an actor, the goal to just up and say, fuck it? Acting is a cutthroat business. And if I ever got my foot in the damn door, you'd have to have 10,000 men drag me out, which will be a very bad test for them because I feel a great deal of sorrow for the first asshole that steps up to get hit. Let's not forget that before I got into this acting thing, I was a martial artist first and a street fighter before that. I've been fighting in the streets since I was like fucking 6 years old. So don't bullshit me and don't not believe the hype. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. It might not happen right there at that moment, but I'm going to do it. So if you piss me off and you talking shit, I'm gonna beat your ass. You know, there's no bullshit behind that. Anybody who I've ever told that I was gonna beat their ass, I have beaten their ass. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I just bide my time because time will always open an opportunity. An opportunity, once it presents itself, and I can catch you where ain't no witnesses and ain't nobody there that can say I started it or whatever, I'm gonna fuck your shit up. And you ain't gonna run your mouth to me no more because you're not gonna have a tongue when I rip it out. Alright, now, back on a serious note. As an actor who has not been discovered, who has been to every casting call in Virginia that has ever had something that I thought I could do, I've never gone to the ones that I know I can't do. Because there's a limit to the shit that you know. And what you don't think you can do, I'm not going to say go beyond your comfort zone and try it. But here's the thing. If you can't handle rejection and you knew you couldn't do it in the first place, then you probably shouldn't try it. You should probably try for something else. I'm not a theater actor. I will never be a theater actor because my memory doesn't work like that. But if you like make TV shows and stuff, you get the chance to cut, paste, edit, and reshoot it. And, you spend half your day reshooting it because either you're gonna fuck up, or one of your co-stars is gonna fuck up, or you're gonna forget a line, or one of your co-stars is gonna forget a line. And unless you're like improvising, like most of my movies where we improv because it's a little bit more fresher, we try to make it as realistic as possible. We know the script, so we get the script going, and we use the script as a guideline to paste the movie together. Well, anyway, what gives you the strength or the ignorance, depending on how you want to look at that, to just say, all right, fuck it. I'm done playing this character. All right, I'm 42 years old, and I've never gotten close to anything. Except for my own stuff, I've only been casted in one thing, which I got reviews from, but they never asked me to come back, which was the Peter Fawcett thing for the Charlottesville Historical Society. They never bothered with asking me to come back, so clearly my reviews wasn't that great. But I also was working on faulty information, and at the last second, my acting coach came in and said, "Yo, everything we giving you that you studied for the last week is bullshit." They just found out that none of the shit that they've made me study was real, so I had to work on the fly. And for that, I got good reviews for working on the fly. And all I had to do was say the same thing for like 9 hours. But they've never asked for me to come back, so that's cool. I'm not having any hard feelings about that because sometimes you hit the hammer on the head of the nail, and sometimes you hit your fucking thumb. So clearly, I hit my thumb, and like I said, I'm really not into theater. I do my best work in front of the camera, because I like being in front of the camera. Clearly, the camera loves my ugly face, but I like being in front of the camera. So I'm asking all you actors who are more successful and are well known in my unknown and will never be known black mixed Native American ass, you know. Well, here's the thing about that, and Whoopi Goldberg said it best. There aren't enough actors of different ethnicities in the writing bracket at Hollywood. So, are there movies that have people who are mixed in them? Sure, but they're always gonna either play the character that they're not mixed with. I could probably play Native American more than I could play black. I have Native American features. I probably couldn't play black because if they want me to shave my head or do some stuff to make it get nickety nappity, that shit ain't happening. I have enough problems dealing with curls. Not that when I wasn't younger, I wish that I had black hair because then I could get all the cool ass black haircuts. Yeah, that's never been an option. You should see some of my school pictures. They're just awful. Anyway, you know, as I'm making fun of myself, I'm deadly serious about this because you want to know, like in Vogue, they were like some of the best female singers ever, and they went their separate ways. But you don't know what happened to them. You don't know if they're ever gonna come back together. Nothing. Same thing with more current women groups like Sisters with Voices or Destiny's Child or TLC, who had this big thing on MTV about finding a replacement for Lisa Left Eye Lopez, God rest her soul. But nothing's ever really come of this, or everything happened while I was enlisted, and I totally missed it because in the Army we only had two channels that we were allowed to watch, which is CNN and the Weather Channel. That was pretty much the gist of it right there. So during the tsunami in Japan, I was face deep in therapy. So, I mean, we didn't get to know what was going on in the civilian world. We only knew what was going on the news and in sports. All hell Stoudemire and Griffin. Sorry, guys. When I was enlisted, like, the last thing I got to see for, like, 45 minutes straight was Stoudemire and Griffin. Which I'm deviating again. So, getting back on track, this is going to be a two-parter, no doubt. But I just want to know, as an actor, when do you decide that you're rich enough to just say, like, fuck it, fuck the fans? Here's my thing. As an actor, if I ever got my foot in the fucking door and could prove that I'm actually a fairly decent actor, whatever show I get, I'm on that bitch to the end. You understand me? It's like, this show's going to be on for 10 years. That's 10 years of a paycheck. That's 3 houses paid for. You understand me? And that's money saved up for taxes when tax time comes so they don't fuck me like MC Hammer and Red Fox. Okay? So what gives you the moral compass to be like not grateful for your fans? Let me break it down WWE style, with one of my favorite wrestlers who was like kind of forced to retire. His name was Daniel Bryan. There was nothing wrong with retiring when your body can no longer handle it. Because my bro just let me in on why Hugh Jackman doesn't want to do Wolverine because he can't maintain the physicality of it. Okay, I get that now. And at first, I was really mad at Hugh Jackman because, granted, he's not as short as the real Wolverine in the comics, who's only like my height, who's only 5'3", and I'm only like a half inch taller than him. But in the movie world, Wolverine 6'2", 6'1", however tall Hugh Jackman is, and Hugh Jackman rules the Wolverine. There will be another Wolverine, but there will be no one who could play him better than Hugh Jackman. Now, granted, I love Hugh Jackman, but mostly I love him as Wolverine. I've seen all this other stuff, but really, I really just love him as Wolverine. So it's gonna be kind of upsetting for Wolverine fans to deal with the replacement. However, the guy who's playing the replacement, I've heard he's pretty good. I don't know his name, so I just know he's supposed to be the guy to play Mad Max. So I'm gonna end this video with saying thank you, Hugh Jackman, for being Wolverine and the greatest Wolverine that ever was, because the next guy might not be as great as you. And we applaud you. Everybody who was a Wolverine fan applauds Hugh Jackman. Now, I will say I've had my video discrepancies about X-Men First Class and that genre and all that, and I don't hate them. I just don't know what universe they're using, but I know damn well they're not using 616. Okay. Unlike Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I love to death, and they're using 616 as Coulson elated in a couple of those Easter eggs that he dropped while they were on planes and all that. So if you haven't seen the first 2 or 3 seasons of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., get off this video right now. Anyway, so you have to ask yourself, as a person who's trying to break into this business like myself and have been trying for almost 20 years. I started making movies in 2000, and now it's 2016, and my foot hasn't opened door 1 yet, you know what I'm saying, except for that Peter Fawcett thing, and I was blessed to get that because of my acting teacher at Piedmont, Mr. Ruff. Yeah, James, you're going to play Peter Fawcett. He's like, what? Huh? What? He's like, yeah, you're going to play Peter Fawcett. I was like, but I don't want to play a slave. It's like, well, you're actually more of an inside slave. So clearly Mr. Fawcett was a houseboy. That's me putting it nicely. I didn't want to sound like a racist, even though I'm multicultural. I have no right on God's dream earth to be a racist because I'm mixed with the 3 primary races of America. So, in closing, as an actor, without the fans, we don't eat. And then, you have commercials. Stop. I know what you're thinking. So, we're going to stop right there. Pringles, once you pop, you can't stop. Yeah, I know that was like crazy, right? Chester Cheetah, he's over here somewhere. Yeah, he's all crinkled up and everything, but Chester Cheetah, you people who are adamant on telling actors that they're selling out because they're making these commercials. Well, let me give you a little piece of advice. When actors are making commercials, it's because they're working, and we like working. We don't want to go back to pushing burgers and asking, would you like fries with that, when we're not working. So if we're working, we're working. So again, what makes these groups, these actors, these singers, just be like, fuck it, I'm done. And what happens after that? What do you do when the money runs out? Do you get a reality show? Do you get paid? I mean, I don't want to be the statistic that finds out the hard way. Because if I ever get my fucking foot in the door, and hopefully before I'm 50 and before my face catches up with my age, I'm not quitting. Straight up and down. I might not be able to do the physicality stuff that I could have done in my 20s if I would have fucking been discovered by Hollywood East. But, in all nutshells, what gives you the goal to just be like, all right, fuck it, I'm done. Now, I can see if you got offshore accounts where they can't touch it and the money's great and you got something to live off of and you can go live in London or France or some shit like that, like Tina Turner and them do. Hey, I'm down with that if that's what makes you happy. But if I'm leaving this country to live anywhere, my ass is going up north. I'm not going any further than Canada unless I can get a really good deal on Alaska or Hawaii. But I'm not leaving my home country unless I can get a really good deal in somewhere in like Hong Kong or Tokyo, because I really like Asian culture. And if none of that pans out, I'm heading up to the reservation in which my ancestors are from. So I'm going somewhere. But, I want to go somewhere where my money goes further. If I had to get a house in the Philippines, then so be it. Whatever it takes that I can have a place that no one's going to really be able to take from me because I missed a bill. And that shit happens. Which is why if I have a TV show, I'm not leaving that motherfucker. I'm not leaving it until it's fucking done. It's like my contract is. I'm here for the end. It's like, well, your part's really small. You're like one episode a season. I said, I don't care how small the part is, as long as I have a line, and I get paid for being in the episode, not getting paid for the line. Because some people get paid by the lines, and some people get paid by the episode. I'd rather be paid by the episode and have one episode a season with a certain amount of money that can go further and enough for life expenses than to get paid for a certain amount of lines. If I'm only going to be in one episode a season, I'm not going to have more than 1 or 2 lines. So I can't get paid by the lines because I'm not going to make anything if I only have one fucking line. Especially if it's the same line in every show, like the "What's up, guys?" You know what I'm saying? We're going to video 2 now because I'm at the 16-minute mark.